All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So I don't normally cover stocks this quickly, but I really wanted to cover TLRY one more time, especially because of what today's candle looked like. All right, listen, I see a big red candle there. I see that it went lower than this. I see that this resistance was hurt. Listen to me, I'm still really bullish here. All right, so I know we want to see stocks that look like TUP, which I'll cover at the end, that just go up, 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 up. Yeah, believe me, no one wanted that more than me here. I actually told Leisha this was my biggest holding since this day. I bought really heavy right here. I'll be so honest with you all, and it's been a really nice climb. Obviously, I could have gotten more money with other places, but yeah, I'm happy with my decision. All right. That said, again, just because there aren't strings of green continuing, that doesn't mean I'm sad here. And yeah, this sucked a little bit, don't get me wrong, but again, so far we're sustaining the uptrend, which is important, right? So we'll talk a little bit more here. So TTOO, all right, listen, I posted this yesterday on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. It's really funny because I also put a little secondary comment that talked about the 16-cent line off of July 10th, and that's literally what stopped us today. So I'll talk a little bit about my tweet from yesterday as well as just general thoughts on TTOO. But yeah, I'm excited. I was excited yesterday. Today wasn't a monster day, but it was a really good day. And again, hopefully tomorrow drops the hammer. All right. And then look, I'm going to talk about TUP a little bit. And you know, it's hard to give realistic analysis when you're seeing crazy stuff happen. All right, so look, I have been in TUP for a minute. I have actually been selling a lot of TUP as it's going up. Am I sad that it's still going up and I'm not holding my original share count? Dude, not at all. All right, because if silly things happened, I would have been really, really sad. And knock on wood, the money I'm selling on TUP, I'm putting into better places. Obviously, BBIG really hurt me, which sucked, but that's just kind of how I'm playing TUP. So a longer intro than I normally do, but real quick, before we go any further, what are we gonna do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll talk about the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we're done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to the channel, share this video online, comment good or bad. Look, anything you can do really does help me out, especially if you can share this video. I'm not actually the best at that, but just being here and giving me your time is super, super appreciated. All right, so look, let's talk about tilray. And man, I was really bullish on this day. I made the video at the end of this day, and one of the biggest takeaways I really said was, don't worry about this. This is an ugly candle, generally in my book. Look, it got this high, dropped this low. It actually opens at 197. You can see it in the box over there, and then closes down here at 193. Like, this is not a good candle. But the one thing I said was, this should be the start of hopefully a sustained uptrend. And listen to me, that is what this is. All right, we went from a buck something, basically 2, all the way up to at least 250 as of yesterday, right? So not a lot of 50-cent pieces when you're talking about $2, right? So it's been a real quick 25% climb here. Okay, again, I'm gonna say it, today is not a good candle. For sure it's not. I'm not here pretending that this thing is good. This is a big red candle. No one wants to eat more than a 5% loss. And really, I hate it when we lose the entire yesterday, right? Like, we not only, like, we went this low. That's horrible, right? Like, yeah, I'm not going to pretend I didn't like that. But look, couple things on my mind, all right? First and foremost, this is a pretty good line right here, all right? If I zoom out, I think that is, oh, and there's a little bit right here, for sure. This is not gonna be an easy line to just kind of fly through. And yeah, we did it yesterday, couldn't really confirm, but end of the day, look, I mean, we're still well over the 100. The 8 is still really nicely moving up. Even the 20 is still really nicely moving up, you know? So yeah, I do see this RSI curving. Yeah, I see the MACD not going as steep as it was. Yeah, I also see the volume drop. Generally not good, not good, not good. But I'm telling you, 80% of the work is up here. And as long as we hold the 100 moving average, that's completely okay. And look, realistically, this 8 should keep coming up. hopefully we golden cross it, and actually we never go below the 8, let alone the 100 moving average, right? But yeah, I again, this is not what TUP is doing. It's not just silly green, silly green, silly green, right? But we are making a move, and like I said, I think it's a little bit, obviously it's better than this because we actually got over the 100, right? So and we got over it and we confirmed, right? So it wasn't just like some insignificant nothing. So that already was better than this, right? But you know, the break of the 200 is the money line, okay? And you know, just sorry, this is what I was trying to do. When I zoom out, I remember doing this just, again, I know this chart pretty well, right? So look at where I draw this line. Generally speaking, we haven't been in the 80 RSIs for a while, all right? You can see it happens all the way back here. Let me just kind of zoom out, right? Like, it used to happen up here. And again, it used to happen in the like 2001 days, but since here, you know, RSI just hasn't been going up that high, is what it is, right? And I think that is why this is kind of curving down, but I don't think I'm scared just yet, okay? This weekly is also a really good and interesting weekly. Look, the weekly takes a little bit longer than the daily, all right? And that same 200 moving average break I'm waiting for on the daily, that's essentially this 50 moving average break on the weekly, right? And if both hit at the same time, man, like I would basically put this for something target here, and you can see it almost lines up perfectly with this, right? And weekly's not quite at the positive, but it's making its way. This is still a really healthy RSI. Like TLRY is just, it's a slow and steady. It actually is. But so far, like I said, slow and steady is basically brought in a 20% gain on my side, right? So, and that's including losing almost 7% today, right? So, yeah, nothing, like I said, a healthy, sustained uptrend has some red days in it. Look, I'm going to flash to it. I'm going to cover this at the end, but dude, this is not realistic. And look, this one actually even had a red before it took off, right? And it actually happens around the 100 moving average. So just I know it's easy to get scared with TLRY especially, right? Because we've seen good climbs quickly die, right? Like this is some good die real quick, right? Even this one die real quick, right? So, and then it continued pretty hard after. So there should be reasons to kind of hold a little, what's going on? I'm seeing the 8 come up. I'm seeing the 20 come up. Let's not, if the 100 MA is lost, it's very much game over. You know what I mean? That's a for sure. But like I said, I'm hoping the 8 crosses it. I'm hoping actually this never goes any lower than 230. All right, 230 is obviously it's the top of this one. It's basically the bottom of this little thing right here. And I'm hoping around that 230 line is when this 8 will catch up. Obviously, it would suck if tomorrow's another big day and it just kind of drops to the 230 because there's no way the 8's going to catch up by then, right? And if that happens, maybe we go lower. But again, one more time, if we actually come all the way down to here, touch this and then bounce up, that could do some big things. I promise you that. You know what I mean? So again, I normally don't cover stocks back to back, but I thought it was good to do it after this red candle. And I'm going to cover the other stocks. And here's the last thing I'm going to say. Cresco Labs had some merger that did not go through. I saw some sort of headline on that today. I don't know how important that is in the overall sector scheme. I'd love to hear some thoughts on that. I think I'm going to try to cover Cresco later on today as well. So, but just one at least headline I wanted to drop. But look, again, TLRY, I'm still seeing an uptrend. I'm still seeing the market reaction coming off this gap up hold, right? So let's just see what happens with the 100 moving average. And yeah, I'm hoping TLRY still does some really good TLRY things, okay? Okay, let's come into TTOO. All right, first of all, I'm going to talk about the video that I made on this day because, man, there was so much noise. First and foremost, you guys know I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money, right? I'm not here to spread fear. I'm not here to overhype excitement. Like, I'm just looking at some colorful lines, some white lines that I draw, and I'm giving you my thoughts and opinions, right? So, like, that is the very, very baseline of it. And any comment you get from me, you get from a viewer, like, all we're doing is sharing our thoughts and opinions. And when educated people do that, some amazing things do happen, okay? So, on this day, I very much said there are two real possibilities. Either we're going up or we might fall to 7. All right. And man, I do not regret talking about the fall to 7, because as quickly as these two candles went green, man, if we lost this, it very easily could have come down. Okay. So I really don't regret saying that I thought it was going to come this way. I really don't regret putting posts about that, because man, as real as this 16-cent climb was, this 7-cent drop was just as likely, and you know, it's all about this moving average line. Okay, so that's the first super real comment I want to make. Okay, the next thing I want to do is come to my post here. All right, so a few things I said yesterday. Obviously there was no video on it, right? But look, TTOO broke the resistance, positive MACD, starting to get away from the 50, good volume. My goal was this to start going up to the 25 line, basically fill that, right? Again, I'll show it. The last thing I talk about was this little 16 cent on the 10th, right? And that's that little line right there. And look at, that's actually what stops us. So I'm a little surprised that this held like what it did. I thought it would rip just a little higher. Look, that said, this is a beautiful doji in my book, okay? You know, I generally say doji doesn't count, all right? So this, you know, like, okay, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. We still want confirmation, all right? As much as this gaps up and goes, and obviously this breaks the 50, these hold and this goes. So you can argue that this confirms this break right here, okay? That said, look, we need one more day, and it's coming tomorrow. The day after the doji is always indicative of what the truth is, all right? And again, I'm going to be really loud about what bad might happen. And what bad might happen is this coming down to 12, all right? We can easily, just like we saw on tilray, I don't know if you we can easily lose the big candle and actually go below it, right? Like this thing, like it goes below it, okay? TTOO can very easily lose all of this and come to the, I don't think we'll go any lower than the 8. I actually don't. All right. But hey, I at least got to talk about that. What I really am expecting, because again, where are we? We're right here. There is nothing but red. Like this thing should want to get to 21 tomorrow. If not, actually go a little higher to 25. 21, truth be told, is my, maybe, no, because we're already up, well, all right, maybe 18 cents. Again, like I said, I'm expecting 21. Maybe we wick 21, but what are we doing after hours? We going up, we're holding. I'm okay. I'm really okay with holding. It's funny. One other comment. Let me see if I can see it here. Damn, I don't see it. One thing I said was, imagine what will happen to TTOO if we can cross 100 million shares traded. Today was 88 million. We're close to it. We're still breaking the 50 average line. I like that. Listen, if we can just get 100 million shares or more, especially tomorrow, 25 cents really is what I'm expecting eventually, all right? And then, oh man, just look, I'm gonna at least say it again, right? This 100 moving average line is no joke. Basically, since right here, since early 2001, you can literally see the line with no issue at all, right? Just one little month right here when we were living on it but never break it. One little fake out right here. Otherwise, this thing has been just an impossibility to touch, let alone break, right? So, man, I don't know what to think when we get to this line, but I for sure see that the next line I'm drawing is right here. Because there is no real plateau here. This is a red that might turn to green real quick. And again, I don't want you to have 60-cent dreams just yet, because that's a real big up, right? But for real, we might 2x this. And then if this holds and break, there's another 2x right there, roughly 30 to 60, right? So, and that's still well above the 200, right? So there's a lot to like on TTOO. And let's take a look at the weekly. Look, there's a lot to like on TTOO. We've been here before though, okay? We've been over the 8, confirmed it, then we've lost it. We've been over the 8 and didn't confirm. So at least so far a little bit better here, right? I will say we broke, held, and we got a nice little gap up right here, which I do think is worth noting. But just know that this 22-cent line will be really hard to break, and I think that goes back to, let me zoom out, that 21-cent line that I just dropped, right? I think 21 is a good first target here, okay? So I'm expecting it tomorrow. I really am, all right? This is a really good 8 and 20 that are now starting to go up, as opposed to this really horrible 8 and 20 that are looking like it's going down and never going up, right? So I kept saying it. I thought it was going to break right here. I'm a little sad it didn't break here, but I'm glad I didn't get faked out. This did break, and it looks like, again, break the 20, go to the 50, break the 50, go to the 100, right? So hopefully we go to the 100, and we just talked about what happens if the 100 breaks and we go to the 200, right? So TUP, a lot to like. Really quick, MACD is positive. This actually did the split because this wasn't there yesterday. Let me just click here real quick. You can see the RSI was actually under right here, right? So as of today, our RSI has improved. We've now see a little bit better of a divergence, the two lines going away. Same divergence right here. It's actually positive. Was it positive yesterday? No, it was positive, but zeroed, right? So we're climbing, baby. I know it's 0.01, but we climbing. And again, there is just a lot to like here, and tomorrow should tell us the truth. So one more time, TTOO, man. All right, let's talk about TUP, all right? My goodness, this has been silly. And you know, truth be told, my wife actually today just asked me if I think this is like the next GameStop or something, all right? So I have no idea, all right? I am not here pretending I got a crystal ball. I got no idea how high this thing's gonna go, right? Like, I clearly see like what this thing used to be, what it has done before when it did a hard climb, and like what's happening now, right? So there's a couple things I at least just want to like high level talk about, okay? First and foremost, let me actually keep this view, all right? So I've always believed that things kind of go up in halves, all right? So first we were up here, we clearly crash, and then a little bit more than halfway, but like we basically just get to this, then we do another crash, and now roughly speaking, I man, like 15 still high, like it's weird. I don't even know how to get these thoughts out, right? But dude, I don't know how much higher this is gonna go, all right? And what I've basically done, like I said on the early videos, I withdraw money every few couple candles. I do. You know what I mean? I basically rode these. I saw it get stopped here. I pulled some money out for sure. We've now ridden these two. I'll be honest, I pulled a little bit money out today. You know, like, am I going to be sad if this thing goes up tomorrow? No, not at all, because I still have shares, and yeah, we're sitting right here. We're sitting on the border of the next gap up, right? And again, break this, and we're sitting at the line of the next gap up. And this is one of the things I talked about when I first covered TUP, right? Is when you have really good spacing between the moving averages, when you have these nasty gaps in the resistance space, like this to this is 2x, this to this is 50%, this to this is 2x, right? I'm rounding, but you get it. That's also the reason I'm liking TTOO, right? This to this is 2x, this to this is 2x. That's good spacing. That's good spacing, right? So again, there are things that help me understand why we've gotten this high. Man, I can't lie to you how crazy it is to me that this thing is living in the 90 RSIs, right? You know, I start ringing the bell around 80, let alone 83, 85, 87, 90, 91, 93 and a half. Like, this should need to cool down, right? Stocks don't just do this. And hey, believe me, I'm glad I'm in. I'm glad I'm making money, but I'm not gonna like sit here and watch this thing lose a crazy double digit, right? I'm real happy making less on a bigger double digit than losing it all on a small double digit. And I hope like I hope that made sense, right? But man, to me, I remember big losses way more than I remember big wins. And this Tupperware thing is going to go away in my head soon unless I lose a fat amount. And then it's just going to be tattooed in the back of my brain forever, right? So for me, dude, this Tupperware climb has been an ATM for me to withdraw money and add into holdings that I think should hold or keep going. You know what I mean? So listen, am I telling you, like, what's this thing doing after hours? I think that's a real important first thing. Oh shit, that's starting to go down a little bit, right? It is. Where are we on the 15-minute? Oh, that's scary. We might be coming down to 4. And again, I can make this video, watch this thing, and not hit pause and go sell like a lunatic, right? Because again, I'm telling you, I unloaded before market ended. I did. And when I say unloaded, I didn't unload like a lot, right? But yeah, I scalped down. I really did. I have no problem with this coming to 2. Hell, I'll be honest, I got no problem with this coming down to here because I thought about that on the daily when I looked at it. Theoretically, the only things that could catch this right now are 380 and this right here at 312. Right? Like the 8 is still really far away. This line is actually pretty far from where we're at. And going from 4, almost 5, all the way down to 3, dude, that's a hard loss. And again, red, 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 green, 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 could be a real quick red, 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 red. Like, so like just the possibility was there. And again, if this thing goes up another 30% tomorrow, hell yeah. If this thing drops from 5 to 3, oh, I would be so mad. That would like ruin my day. You know what I mean? So it was easy for me to sell. I don't want to say I'm so glad to watch it come down because that's like a horrible thing to say, but it reassures me. And look, one more time, we saw it happen here, catch itself and go. Right? And TUP's doing some crazy things. Even this weekly is basically saying, hey baby, I want to come to 9. Over the 50, if I can confirm next week, we're coming here, right? So again, I see it, I do, but this is where just, you know, we all have different risk reward tolerances, right? Would it have been really cool to hold my entire buy from here to here? For sure it would have. It would have made me a lot more money, right? And in hindsight, yeah, that's probably what I should have done, right? I should have held from 130 something all the way to 530 something. That's super easy to see. I have no problem unloading. I actually unloaded a good amount right here. I'll be honest with you. I was not sure if this 200 was going to hold, and I didn't want to catch a scary ride down, which at one point was right here, right? So from there, yeah, again, is what it is, baby. So just my kind of thoughts, and I know I didn't really give a lot of like, I'll say it one more time. The weekly is saying if you're patient, this thing still wants to go to 9. All right, it does. The daily, though, is kind of telling me, hey, I think we need to cool down a little bit. Cool down doesn't mean hard crash unless we start seeing crazy things like lose the 200 or lose the 8, right? Excuse me, but yeah, this is a crazy one. So, hey, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Otherwise, you know, as always, thank you.